What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Coming back with another video, and today I'm going to be talking to y'all about how I got software engineering internship offers from Microsoft, Google, Uber, and P&G. Before we go on with the video, I just want to say I'm so sorry for the interruption with videos. I know I have not been posting at all for the past year, but honestly, junior year has been one of the most difficult years of my college life so far. I've been trying to figure out how to get everything together, how to do everything, how to balance everything, but I'm back this time. I promise that for real. I'm going to start making a lot more content. I know this summer's coming up. It's going to be very lit. So stay tuned and please bear with me and don't be too mad at me. It's going to be a movie for sure. So for this video, I think I'm gonna break into a CS kind of section and then a behavioral kind of section. Damn near like an interview for real. So a little bit of background. I'm doing a double major in CS and music as well. I kind of started off with pre-med, but things didn't really go out as planned. So now I'm here, you feel me? Didn't really have a lot of background with CS stuff. I per se did a lot of like Arduino and like Raspberry Pi kind of things in like earlier years, and then kind of just like forgot about it up until freshman year of college, and then kind of like tried to do like the first intro classes this past sophomore year kind of winter semester. So yeah, that's kind of the background info. Let's get into the kind of CS parts. So I got my phone here with me just to make sure that I'm keeping a list of everything that I did so that y'all don't get like any type of like gap, so that y'all get a kind of an overarching experience of what I did for the summer, making sure that y'all don't miss anything. So if you see me look at my phone, bear with me because I got a list. Bear with me. But yeah, I think the first and most important thing that I did on this list for the CS part is to learn Python, right? So I saw the statistic a while back. About 66% of people who use Python in interviews do better, I guess, in the interviews. You know, I was like, okay, well, I'm taking this class this summer and it's gonna be in Python or JavaScript, and I wanted to make sure that I had something that was easy for me to learn and that I could definitely do well in interviews and didn't have to worry about a bunch of different extra steps that would take me to get to the result that I was looking for. So one of the most important things I think I did was learn Python. So the next thing I went ahead and did was do a lot of reading about Python data structure. I wanted to have a good understanding about the syntax as well, so I kind of like knew that from C++, so it's just easier to like transition. And then what I wanted to do was like learn about the data structure and algorithms that I was gonna be using for the interview. So what I used is this book called the GROKKING algorithms book. It's gonna be like, I don't know why I did that. It's gonna pop up like right here or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, it was definitely a great book for data structures because not only did it just have like a lot of good information for how to use the data structures and algorithms, but it also put them in picture form, so it's a lot easier to visualize when you're using it, right? Definitely would recommend the GROKKING algorithm book because it gave me, you know, immeasurable kind of progress in terms of learning data structures and algorithms and being able to like convert them, no matter what language I was using, to an image in my head to be able to use. A third thing that I did, I think, is a sleeper recruit low-key for how much it kind of really contributed to my progress in terms of being able to pass these interviews, is this CODEPATH course, the CODEPATH technical interview course. Now the CODEPATH technical interview course is like a free to take course hosted by CODEPATH, and basically I signed up for the intermediate section, but there's an intermediate, beginner, and an advanced section you have to kind of place into taking the test. And I would say that the intermediate section that I was placed in honestly gave me so much practice with interviews and technical interview prep. So you kind of want to make sure that you have a good understanding of data structures and algorithms before you kind of go into the class, so that you're able to kind of seamlessly transition into the class. Now after those, you split up into group work and kind of do group sessions where you would take or do coding questions in like a kind of interviewee style. And I would say like these were definitely a very good preparation because you'd always have a TA in the room who would be able to help you with questions if you got stuck. But these are also a great opportunity to be able to like vocalize your problems with people who are there to actively give you feedback and not necessarily judge you as an interviewer. And so I would say that class definitely worked wonders for my project. Another thing that I did that was, I think, pretty helpful in terms of learning how to kind of crack these coding interviews is use LEET code problems, but also NEET code problems or NEET code solutions in an effective manner. I haven't really looked at NEET code in a long while, but during this kind of summer, this past summer that I was using NEET code problems, I would say one thing that was immeasurable is being able to kind of approach LEET code in a way that you're like more so trying to get information and get questions right. So what I did a lot in the summer, do a LEET code problem, and I'll kind of talk about in that behavioral section how to kind of do LEET code problems, how to approach LEET code grinding, or maybe I'll do a separate video because it's a lot more information I anticipate. But you know, doing a LEET code problems in a specific manner, and then kind of, even if you don't reach a solution, going to NEET code and having these like drawn out kind of different visualizations. I think I'm a visual learner, which is why I like love all these visual kind of strategies. But having a visualized kind of manner for solving the problem from NEET code and being able to apply that to the next time anytime you encounter a problem like that. So definitely using NEET code in a detailed manner, being able to really engage and and digest that information from those videos, as well as keeping track of what you're kind of looking at on the NEET code videos and being able to solve different problems that have NEET code solutions, so that you're not left, just looking at a solution and wondering, where did I go wrong? How do I even approach solving this problem? How did they even come up with a solution? So definitely use NEET code and LEET code. I don't know what the kind of environment with that is. I think he might have monetized a little bit, I'm not sure, but definitely if it's still free or you still see the videos from that, definitely look back at those videos and try to continue to learn from them. And then the last thing I would say that I did in terms of CS related things this summer to prepare me for these interviews is lock in on some personal projects, right? So during this personal project journey, man, I was not the best at personal projects. I'm not gonna lie, I had no kind of experience on how to do personal projects for real. All I had was this introductory class leading into the summer it's called E183 at University of Michigan, where I had a bunch of different kind of like small beginner basic projects that already came with a lot of spec and a lot of things already pre-done. So this summer I wanted to do some things that were like my own and kind of start some things that I always wanted to build myself that were pretty easy and standard personal projects. So one thing that I did was create a personal website, which kind of used a lot of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, which is not really necessarily what you use in coding interviews, but I would say building that website, it's not even completed, by the way, to be honest. So remember, even if you're starting a bunch of different projects at the same time, you don't have to complete them as long as you're getting a lot of knowledge from how to you're doing as much as you did. You still put them on your resume and talk about them not being completed, but talk about how much you learned in the process of still doing them, which I think is very invaluable in terms of what you have for the behavioral section of interviews. But even though these projects were in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, I still was able to put those languages on my resume and say that I had a little bit of experience, not necessarily proficient, but had a little bit of experience being able to use those languages in my personal projects, which is cool. But so doing a lot of personal projects and making sure that you're intentional with your personal projects, not like just starting random stuff, but like being able to have at least a plan for what you want to do, kind of working on it every single day, or being able to do a few hours a week to be able to kind of have a consistent growth with your personal projects, that you're continuing to learn about it and being able to talk about it when you go into these interviews at the end of the summer. And with that being said, that wraps up the video on what I did last summer to get the offers that I did. If y'all liked or you really enjoyed, please leave a like down below. Comment if you have more questions, if you want me to go into detail about anything that I said in the video. And please subscribe so that you can stay tuned for all the content I got coming up for y'all this summer. Doing a lot of Barcelona vlogs. We got a lot of day in the life that are coming with the Microsoft software engineering internship. And yeah, it's gonna be a crazy summer for sure. So that being said, stay blessed. I'll see y'all soon.